Hello friends, you see my previous upload was not very clear, so I'm re-recording it. Okay, so let us see, we'll be discussing about achievement test and how to prepare a blueprint. Obviously I've already uploaded the procedure for preparing the blueprint. However, let me discuss about the achievement test. Generally, when we talk about achievement test, remember, it is to ascertain the achievement, the performance and the progress level of the examinees. Okay, whichever candidate, all right, is attempting the examination, we are trying to assess their performance, achievement and the progress Okay, so generally as we are talking about the blueprint, we are merely focusing on the teacher-made test. Remember that, okay? Teacher-made test. I will explain to you when I come to this slide. Let us understand that achievement test is a tool for testing the achievement level of the pupil. Just understand that, okay? Now when we are focusing on the teacher-made achievement test, we should understand that we are concerned with the scholastic area, the specific subject area of the student. If a student belongs to a geography department, a teacher prepares a test paper for the geography subject, and accordingly, after his performance, the strength and weaknesses of the child is being understood. Clear? So in this way, we understand that feedback is being provided. Both the teacher and the pupil are being able to see how far they have covered the unit or the topic that has been taught to him. In this way, the teacher can re-teach. Okay, some remedial teaching can be organized. So while preparing the test question paper, the objectives needs to be kept in mind. Okay, I've already discussed in one of my slide in my previous uploads, that is on the cognitive domain, Bloom's cognitive domain, the taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so there I focused on the remembering, understanding, application, analysis, evaluate and create. That means the test paper should be such as to diagnose the ability to recall, okay, how far the student is being able to understand it. All right, he is not just retaining it, but he is able to understand, he is able to apply his understanding, okay, and accordingly whether he is able to analyze, evaluate and to do something innovative thing to create. Clear? So in this way we understand that while administrating the achievement test, we should be clear for what purpose is the test, test being prepared. What is the purpose behind the test? Clear? Okay, so I hope it's clear. Let's proceed. Generally, as I said, when we talk about achievement test, it can be brought under the standardized test and the non-standardized test. Okay, can you see this? Check here. But for a teacher-made test, we should, we are focusing on the non-standardized test. Okay, non-standardized test can also be referred to as the teacher-made test. Now, what is standardized. Okay, let us just understand a little, but we will be focusing on the teacher made test. Okay, all right. Now let us first understand what is standardized test. Remember, the questions that have been prepared here in this case are standardized. All right. That means in case of standardized tests, uniformity is being maintained. Clear? What does that mean? It means that it should be universal. The questions should be universal. It should be same for everyone, irrespective of the place they are staying, the states the states they belong to. All right. So a specific format is being followed, which is again universal. It is same for all. The content that has been included, it is again universal for all, implying that it is same for all. Clear? But one thing we need to keep in mind, that if it is for the age group of 6 to 12 years, that means children belonging to that age group can attempt the examination. Okay, I hope it is clear. Again, the next thing that comes into account, we need to take into account, is that the scoring pattern should also be consistent. All right, it should be same for all. But in case you say like while administrating the test, like take for example, there used to be some serials like booklet A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. So the scoring pattern should also be considered very carefully. Like obviously the questions are same, but then the arrangements are different, isn't it? Booklet A, B, C, D. So for booklet A, scoring key for A should be prepared. Accordingly, for B, it should be B scoring keys. Okay, so this way the scoring pattern should be arranged. Then the next thing that comes under standardized test is the administration of the test. The instruction, the place, time and duration is same for all. All right, like take for example net examination, all right, or set examination or TET examinations. What happens is that the students are asked to select the place they want to sit for the examination, and accordingly exam centers are being allotted. But the time for the set examination, for the respective examinations, are same for all. The duration is also same. The instruction that is being given, it is also same. So the administration of the test should be uniform. So uniformity is being maintained. Clear? Then again, interpretation of the result. The interpretation of the results, again, it is uniform. It is same for all. Clear? The next thing that needs to be taken into account is validity. The test should be accurate. Remember, it should be accurate. And it should be reliable, means it should be consistent. There are specific norms for measuring the test. Remember, all right? So norms are being pre-decided. It should also be objective. It is you say like when we evaluate the test paper, it should not be subjective, all right? It should be objective. The judgment should be similar. Clear? Then again, we say that we should remember that these test papers are always prepared by test specialists. Thus, uniformity of procedure in scoring, administration and interpretation of test result is same in case of standardized test. Clear? Whereas when we talk about non-standardized test or the teacher-made test, remember it is conducted by the teacher himself, the respective school teacher or the subject teacher. It is conducted by him or her. Clear? The teacher, why does the teacher prepares the test? In order to assess the personal achievement of the students, okay, in his class. All right. So he wants to assess how far the student is able to understand it and perform in the examination. So definitely the focus in this case is the pupil, the immediate student. It is upon the examinee's attainment at a given point of time. It evaluates the progress of the student in the school. But one thing you should remember that this may vary from one school to that of the other, isn't it? So, school A, the examination conducted by school A will differ to that of B. Clear? Again, the board examinations conducted by, CBSE or the state board, it differs. Okay? And also, one thing, the teachers, okay, it also varies from one teacher to that of the other. Clear? So the test questions of one teacher prepared by one teacher will differ to that of the other teacher. The main purpose of this teacher-made test is what? It is to assess the strength and weaknesses of the students. Why? In order to provide the remedial teaching. All right? The teacher can reteach the lesson. So, it is called as a teacher-made test. We shall concentrate this part, okay? This part. I hope it is clear. Check it out. Okay. Now, again, coming to this teacher-made test, it can be of written type, oral type, and the practical type. Okay, practical type of test. Then, while talking about the written type of test, it can be of essay type test, short answer type test, and the objective type test. Okay. While talking about the essay type test, remember one thing, it can be extended response type or restricted response type. Clear? Now coming to the short answer type, it can be questioning type, it can be reasoning type, it can be descriptive type items, it can be numerical problems type, it can be short recall type items. Okay, so that way you can put up the questions. Okay, clear? Now coming to the objective type test, look here. There are different types of objective type test, which can be of completion type, recognition type, classification type, matching types, multiple choice type, true or false type, correct or incorrect type, recall type, fill up the blanks, which can also be called as the fill in the blanks, and the best answer type. I hope it is clear. This is the entire flow chart of achievement test. All right. Now remember one thing. While preparing the test paper, while preparing the test paper, we are focusing on the written type of test, okay, written type, because we have to prepare what? We have to prepare the blueprint. So we are focusing this part, the written type test, all right, the different type, essay type, short, objective, okay. So in this case, the teacher has to remember the core domains, that is, as the core domains, the cognitive part, the core domains, the remembering, understanding, application, analysis, evaluating, and creation. Okay, so all these core objectives should be taken care of while preparing the question or while setting the question paper. Clear? The core domain, that is the cognitive domain, is being taken into account. Clear? Also, the teacher has to decide the time duration, the marking, how much mark, okay, the test paper or the examination will consist of how much mark. Clear? So all this the teacher needs to take into account, along with the types of questions, which content or which unit the teacher will be stressing upon. Clear? All that needs to be taken into account. Okay. Now coming to the steps for preparing a blueprint, the first thing is planning. As I said, planning is the first thing that one needs to do. Clear? So see, the instructional objectives, the remembering. Now you are a class teacher of class 6, and you have to see that which level you will be focusing more. It is not necessary that each and every level you have to put 2 questions or 10 each. It's nothing like that. So the marking pattern, the stressed where you are going to focus more will entirely depend upon you and your class situation. So therefore, the target group needs to be taken into account. Whom are you teaching? Which class are you teaching? Clear? If a test paper is, say, it's for class 4, presuming that more of recall type questions will be added. Clear? So application part, will be less, analysis will be less, evaluation and creation probably it might, no single question might come under these category. Probability can be there. Okay, so your target group and your content will will be the main criteria for framing out the question, for deciding which level you will be focusing more, which will be least. So according to that you have to plan out. So in this way you are preparing the design. You have decided the content, which content you are going to take up and how much weightage you are going to give for the respective content. Supposing, see, the selection of content will also depend upon your passage. Some has long passage, some has few, the passage is not very long. So in this way you will see that which passage will suit for the application part, which passage will be best for the remembering part. So depending upon your content again and your objectives, you have to distribute your marks. So out of, I have taken 50 marks, so out of this 50 marks, how much weightage you are planning to give for each unit will depend upon you and the situation. Clear? Now this has been converted into percentage, as you can see. Okay, so the marks allotted divided by the total marks into 100 will give you the percentage. Clear? So this is done. This is weightage with regard to the content. Then coming to the next part is the instructional objectives. Now in case of instructional objectives as well, out of this 50 marks, as I have already stated here, out of this 50 marks, how much focus you will be giving, you will be giving for each particular objectives, each particular levels of the cognitive domain. Clear? So accordingly, the marks, the question and the marks, it has to be distributed. See, out of this 50, the total 50 marks, how it has been distributed. Okay, for essay type 10 marks has been allotted, for short answer 21 marks, and objective 8 and 11. Now in this case what I have done, it is not necessary that you will also you will have to do the same way. Just try to understand this. In objective type test, what I have done is I have taken two variations of marking system. With 2 marks, questions will be of 2 marks as well as of 1 mark. Okay, clear? It will be of 1 mark. So how many questions will be of 2 marks? I have indicated as 4 questions will be of 2 marks, 11 will be of 1 marks. Okay, which gives a total of 8 and 11. Similarly, there will be 2 questions of 5 marks, 7 questions of 3 marks, 3 marks, making 10 and 21. Clear? Respectively. Now, out of this, marks, how much you're distributing for the remembering part, understanding all those, it will be focus. It has to be taken into consideration. You see, even essay type questions, okay, essay type question, you can have 2 variations or 3 variations of marking system depending upon you. Even in short type of questions, you can have 2 variations or 3 variations marking system. Objective, you can have 1 variation of marking system. So this pattern will depend upon you. Clear? It will entirely depend upon you. This will vary from one teacher to that of the other. Clear? So it is not static. It depends upon the respective class teacher. Okay? So we have taken the content into consideration, the instructional objectives, and the questions, the type of questions. Okay. Then, having decided this, we can prepare the blueprint. We can prepare the blueprint, which I have already uploaded in the YouTube. You can check that. Here you will see what are the things that has been taken into focus. The objective parts, the objectives. These are the objectives. Can you see it? I'll enlarge it. See, objectives. These are the objectives. Okay. Then here comes the types of questions. E implying essay type questions. SA implying the short answer type questions. The O implies the objective type questions. So for each levels of learning, question types has been distributed. You can see ESAO, all these. Okay, it has been. Here are the units which has been indicated as AAA, BBB, CCC, DDD. Here is the total mark. So total mark at one slot you can give the total. You don't have to distribute it as ESAO. You can give it 1. Okay, so this I have already explained you. You can check there. And this are the units, as I said, and the total of remembering. It's given here, the total marks, how much focus you have given. See, 10 marks will be for understanding, 5 marks. It's all under this. It's same, okay? This. So I have also prepared a respective slide with the different units. Okay, I've taken 4 units, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 and 4. These 4 units are placed here. Okay, so you will have to prepare this blueprint. Okay? This is just for your understanding, and this is my approach to teach. So here what I did, I distributed the levels of the different levels of cognitive domain, which comes under the cognitive domain. I've given the types. Okay, types, this one, these are the types. How many questions, how much mark. Okay, now take for example, in this case, the first unit, questions from the remembering level, understanding level, evaluation level and creating level has been touched. So in this remembering, only the objective type question has been placed. Only one question, okay, of how much mark? 1 mark. So 1 within bracket Q implies the question and M implies marks. So this is for your convenience I have done. So 1 question, 1 mark. Similarly, in case of understanding, short answer type question. Here essay and objective has not been included. Only short answer type question has been included. 1 question, 3 marks. See, 1 question, 3 marks. Can you see? Okay. So evaluation, 2 questions 1 mark, 2 question 1 mark. Creating, again 1 question 3 marks. So it gives a total of 10. Similarly, in case of B, the second unit, the different levels are here, the question types are here, and the number of questions and the number of marks, it's indicated this way. So in this case, in the first unit we focus the objective, but in this case the short answer type question is being focused. 1 question 3. Okay, objective 1 question 1. In case of analysis part, 2 patterns of questions, objective type questions has been placed. 3 questions will be of 1 mark. See, 3, just hold on. 3 questions will be of 1 mark, 1 question will be of 2 marks. Clear? Similarly, in case of essay type questions, 1 question will of 5 marks. Okay, 1 questions of 5 marks, and objective type question, 1 questions will be of 1 mark. Clear? In the same way, C, understanding part, it has touched 2 questions of 1 marks, objective. Short answer type, 2 questions. In case of evaluation, 2 questions of 3 marks, 1 questions of 2 marks. Okay, in case of evaluation, it gives a total of 10. So in case of the 4th unit, we have from remembering level and the understanding as well as the application part. So remembering, we have 2 questions of 3 marks, 2 questions of 2 marks in case of understanding objective, and the essay type, 1 question of 5 marks. So essay we already have in second unit. See, essay here, essay creating part. Okay, 1 question, and the next is the application part. See, the 4th unit. Okay, so all these are clubbed together. It has clubbed together under this particular blueprint. You will only have to prepare this blueprint. Okay, these are not required. This is for your understanding. You can practice it yourself, but you should not include in your blueprint assignment. This is my brain work. I have done it myself, and I normally teach it this way. All right, so that comes. Then after that, what you have to do? You have to prepare the test questions. You have to prepare the test questions. This should be for. You have to prepare the test questions. For which particular subject, whether it's a unit test, assessment test, or whatever, the time duration, whether it is for 1 hour, 1.5, 2, 3, that depends upon you. The full mark and the pass mark. So if you want to keep it as percentage, that's your wish. So which class you are taking, you give the general instruction. Instruction as it comes in the question papers. Like take for example, answer all from section A, 2 from section B, and 1 from section C. That depends upon you. All right, so you give the general instruction. You mentioned here the pattern. If you want to start off with the essay type questions, you are most welcome to do so, but you have to mention the level of levels. Which level are you touching? Clear? So this is done. Simultaneously you have to mention the score pattern, how much is for each questions. Then you have to give the scoring key. Okay, you have to mention the scores. Okay, so here what you do, you place a question with the answers, even the objectives. Okay, you mention it. This is for your reference. This is for your, while evaluating, it will be easy for you. So this is nothing but it is question wise analyzing chart. Okay, it is question wise analyzing chart. Got it? So this is all about achievement test. Achievement test means the non-standardized test, the teacher-made test. We are focusing on the teacher-made test. It is normally the respective class teacher can prepare it. They can conduct the test. Therefore, it is known as the teacher-made test. It is conducted by the teacher. Okay. So today what did we learn? We have learned about what achievement test is, the general term. Okay, the general term which implies achievement, performance and the progress level of the examinees are being tested. And specifically what did we deal with? We dealt with the teacher-made test, which evaluates the scholastic achievement of the students, of the respective students, taking under consideration the different levels of learning under the cognitive domain. What is the purpose of conducting? The main purpose is to diagnose, to know the strength and weaknesses of the students, to assess the strength and weaknesses of the student in order to provide remedial teaching or reteaching. Also, you should remember it varies from one teacher to that of the other and one school to that of the other. Clear? I hope it is clear. If you have any doubt, you can always approach us through WhatsApp, phone, email, okay, through the electronic mode. So thank you. Take care.